Let's see. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to welcome Gareth Southgate, the coach of the winning English team, here at the press conference, and would like to ask who has the starting question. Let's start there. Yeah, right there.
Hi, Gareth. 2 penalty shootouts in a year. You're making this look easy now, right?
Well, I think we've prepared well for that eventuality. We talked to the players about it. The first group that arrived 3 weeks ago have been drilled, and we knew in a competition like this that we could be in that situation again. So it's obviously lovely for all of the staff when that hard work comes to fruition.
Mm-hmm. Let's go in the first row here to the side.
Gareth, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, finishing third in the Nations League is, it's okay. But did today seem like a significant kind of step forward? Is another penalty shootout. You improved on you finished third this year, so it's finishing fourth. It just seems like everything seems to be moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I think for me the significant step is that is the level of disappointment that we haven't left here going to the final and winning the trophy. And that took, I have to say, some lifting over the last couple of days for everybody, because none of us were satisfied. We think we played fine on Thursday but made ridiculous mistakes. So it was important we responded today with a high level of performance. Players adapted really well. We changed the shape, and they carried that out really well. And we should have won the game. We deserved to win the game with the opportunities we created and the number of times we hit the woodwork. So, yeah, the healthy thing for me was that a good response, some really good discussions over the last couple of days about our dissatisfaction with only getting as far as we have, and a real determination for all of us that we recognise now that opportunities, you don't get many as an international team, and we've got to make sure that we really strive to take the next step over the next couple of years.
Gareth, the way Jordan Pickford took that penalty, would you consider having him in your nominated 5 even with the likes of Harry Kane on the pitch?
Well, we weren't against it last summer, but it was just that others had probably shown just a slightly better level. But he would be amongst our better takers. I think a lot of goalkeepers have very good technique. They practice that sort of technique regularly. But of course, if it goes against you, then as a coach you're going to get it in the neck. So that was it was pleasing to see him execute it. Yeah.
Okay, on that side, please, first row.
Gareth, can I ask you about the level of professionalism and commitment of your players, given the defeat and the manner of it on Thursday night, asking them, I know they have to stay here for an extra few days, but just how much willpower and desire that took and motivation to be able to go and win the game on a penalty shootout this afternoon?
Yeah, I think that the aftermath of the game it's been a fascinating few weeks, really, because I've never known such a complicated period of players' availability, preparation, and the last 2 days was fascinating in that whenever you lose a big game, there's all sorts of theories and regret and emotion, and that all needed pulling together. But fundamentally, what underlied everything was the desire for the players to respond, and the realisation that none of us were satisfied with 2 semi-finals. We all wanted to move forward further, and the determination that we finished this, what's been a good year, good season with the international team, that we finished it with a strong performance, and the fact that we would, as a group, owed it to ourselves, owed it to the sort of 98% of fans who've supported us incredibly. To see so many here again today, and the support they gave was brilliant. So that was what pleased me. And I can't fault the commitment of the players right through the 120 minutes. It would have been easy to think, oh, hang on, it's one of those days, is it? Because everything seemed to be conspiring against them. But they kept playing. I think they deserved the win in normal time. They deserved the win in extra time, and they got their reward at the very end of what's been a really demanding season for them.
Do we have any more question? One up here.
Gareth, sorry, over here. Is that right? You got the medals in the dressing room?
I've not seen them yet. It's quite ironic, really. We've had to go through another third, fourth playoff, and the one we win, we don't even get them in front of the fans. So it's just lobbed to us. But I remember some of the guys were at Liverpool that I played with who said that Joe Fagan used to throw the medals down the back of the bus in the following pre-season and say, get on with it. And if you played enough games, take one. And that probably would pretty much sum up where we'd be at with this. It will be nice that, the only other medals I guess we've been involved in was Tournoi in Glenn's time. So it's nice that we've got at least some acknowledgement for what we've done over the last year. But I think we'll all be parking it to one side and looking forward.
Gareth, you've obviously had many ups this past year and obviously the down the other night. You're not going to see your players for 3 months now. What have you said to them, or what will be the message if you speak to them on the plane or whatever?
Well, I think we've covered that over the last couple of days because we've all recognised that we've hit a certain level, but it's not a level we're satisfied with, and so we've got to go again. We've always done that over the last, each summer. I remember the first summer we played Scotland and France, and we learned a lot from the game in France, but we were really unhappy with the performance. That inspired us to go away and plan the next year. The drive I've seen from the players over the last couple of days has given me energy because I can see that the commitment is there to want to take it further with England. They're not satisfied with where they're at, and that as a coach actually gives you a lift because sometimes you think you're the only one that's driving things and up all night and trying to prepare the game and repair the other game from the other night. So I take energy from all of my staff and all of the players, and they are a fantastic group to work with. I have to say, you saw that from the mentality that they showed today for the 120 minutes. But we've got to keep getting better, and we won't settle until we do that.
Anybody having a last question? Okay.
One of those areas might be goals from open play. It was something that was talked about a lot after the World Cup. You scored a lot of goals lately. I think it was 18 in 5 coming into this, but obviously you haven't scored from open play in the 2 games. Where do you feel you are in that process? Do you feel you are improving generally on the right track in that?
Yeah, I think we've created some really good chances. I mean, Barkley's played some fantastic through passes. His pass for Jesse's goal that was disallowed the other night, pass for Trent today. I think we've looked a threat in open play over the last 12 months. We got our goals in Spain that way. I think we're improving as an attacking threat. And part of that is players that are emerging and gaining confidence, and part of that is consistency of playing together and an understanding of what's needed to open teams up who defend in such depth.
Thank you, Gareth Southgate. Thank you, everybody, and see you again in a next occasion on an international tournament. Bye.